You know that feeling when you walk into a massive sports bar and there's just this huge wall of TVs stitched together into one giant screen? You're holding your drink, watching the game, and just wondering how the image actually syncs up perfectly without turning into, like, a glitchy, uncoordinated mess.
Yeah, I mean, it is a modern miracle of audiovisual engineering that we completely ignore while we're staring at the game.
Yeah.
We just see this seamless picture, right? Never the brain operating behind the scenes.
Right. So today we are looking straight at that brain. We've got a highly specific technical spec sheet from HDTV Supply, which is a company with a 25-year history in the AV world.
Huh.
We are diving into their WolfPack 4K 60 hertz 2x4 video wall processor. Okay, let's unpack this, because keeping those pixels in perfect alignment across multiple displays requires some serious, hidden, heavy lifting.
Staggering amount. I mean, you're taking a pristine 4K video feed at 60 hertz, and that is moving data at 18 gigabits per second. Not gigabytes, by the way, but still a massive digital stream and mapping it across multiple displays without losing fidelity.
Wow, 18 gigabits. With 2 HDMI inputs, 2 loop outs for daisy chaining extra displays, and 4 scaling outputs, I'm kind of picturing this device as a highly advanced traffic cop for pixels. Is it basically just standing at an intersection, directing the top left pixels to TV number 1 and top right pixels to TV number 2?
I'd actually push back on the traffic cop idea, to be honest.
Yeah.
A traffic cop just redirects existing cars, right? But this processor uses active scaling.
Oh, active scaling. Okay.
Yeah, if you just naively split a 4K image 4 ways, you'd end up with a stretched, blurry picture, because the resolution of the physical screens doesn't magically match the raw input chunk. What's fascinating here is that the processor is mathematically creating and interpolating new pixels in real time.
Wait, so it's making new pixels?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Recalculates the image so it natively fits the resolution of each specific output screen. It's less of a traffic cop and more like a real-time translator adapting the visual language on the fly.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. But even if the digital translation is flawless, you still have the physical hardware to deal with. When you mount 4 commercial displays together, the bezels create these physical grids. Looking at the specs, I see 2-mode bezel compensation and 180-degree rotation.
Right, the physical side is just as complex.
Yeah, and here's where it gets really interesting. Why on earth is a processor rotating the image 180 degrees? Are custom installers seriously hanging displays upside down?
They actually are, yeah. Think about standard commercial screens. The bottom edge is almost always thicker to house infrared sensors and branding.
Oh, right, the big logo at the bottom.
Exactly. If you stack them normally, you get a massive black bar running right horizontally through the middle of your video wall. So installers flip the top row upside down so the ultra-thin top edges meet in the center. The processor then digitally inverts that video feed so the picture looks completely normal to you standing at the bar.
That is so clever. A digital fix for a hardware limitation. And I assume bezel compensation handles the remaining physical gap.
Yes, exactly. Instead of letting the image jump abruptly across the gap, the processor calculates the exact thickness of those physical bezels. It then mathematically hides a few rows of pixels, as if the screen continues behind the frame.
Oh, wow, like looking through a window.
Right. So when you're watching a hockey puck slide across the video wall, it moves at a consistent speed, disappearing for a fraction of a second behind the bevel and reappearing exactly where your brain expects it to.
It maintains the illusion perfectly. But keeping that illusion whole in a commercial space isn't just about video. Let's look at the audio routing, because the spec sheet mentions a Toslink port and a 5-way Phoenix connector.
Yeah, because audio is half the experience, honestly. The processor separates the sound from that 18 gigabit HDMI stream. The Toslink gives you a pristine optical digital out for surround sound receivers, while the Phoenix connector provides balanced analog audio.
Which I imagine is pretty important for a big venue.
Crucial, yeah. Balanced audio rejects electrical hum and interference over the incredibly long cable runs you typically find winding through the walls of a sports bar. Plus, it even manages picture-in-picture directly on the wall.
So what does this all mean for the broader world of AV? I mean, all of this real-time pixel interpolation, bezel compensation, balanced audio extraction, you'd think this requires NASA-level budgeting, but this exact hardware is sitting at exactly $400 today.
It really shows how far the baseline for professional AV technology has come. A single, highly specialized unit is doing the processing work that, used to require a rack full of expensive, disparate gear.
Which brings us back to that sports bar. Next time you're standing there, watching the game on a massive wall of screens, remember the little $400 processor working tirelessly in the AV closet to keep every pixel and audio wave perfectly aligned.
It's the unsung hero of game day.
Seriously, and it leaves you with this thought. If a single, relatively affordable box can flawlessly manipulate uncompressed 4K video and balanced audio across a custom-built wall, what kind of unfathomable, towering processing power is quietly running the immersive, skyscraper-sized screens in places like Times Square?